Rene Robertson is third with 30 kilos. Brian Patterson in McIntyre is first. 35 minutes remaining in the session. Dmitry Simstud from Greece is P2. Best lap is a 0:51.133. Juan Luis Falcon in chicane is P7 with 30 kilos. Rene Robertson is third. Best lap is a 0:51.162. John Mart is P4. Best lap is a 0:51.682. Rene Robertson in Taylors is third. Juan Luis Falcon is 7th. Best lap is a 0:55.216. Rene Robertson in McIntyre is P1 with 30 kilos. Best lap is a 0:50.590. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom in Taylors is P8 with 10 kilos on mediums. "30 minutes remaining in the session. Rene Robertson is first. Eric Bass is P4. Juan Luis Falcon is P8. Steve Lowe is P6. Best lap is a 0:52.137. Eric Bass in Leslie's is P4. Best lap is a 0:51.407. Steve Lowe is P6 on mediums. Jimmy Bowen Taylors is 7th. Brian Patterson is 2nd. 25 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Lowe is 5th. Juan Luis Falcon is 8th. Jimmy Bowe is 7th. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P7 with 30 kilos. Best lap is a 0:51.809. Brian Patterson is P1. Best lap is a 0:50.558. Juan Luis Falcon in Taylors is P9. Brian Patterson is 1st. John Astrup from New Zealand in McIntyre is P10 with 30 kilos on mediums. Jimmy Bowe in Taylors is 8th. John Astrup is P11. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Barry Sale from Spain is P10 on mediums. Eric Basin Taylors is fourth. Announcer bot is active. John Mart from Romania is first. Rob Cormack from Scotland is P5. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is first with 30 kilos. Best lap is a 0:51.328. Jimmy Bowe is third. Rene Robertson from England is fourth with 30 kilos. Dimitri Simstad from Greece in chicane is 11th with 10 kilos. Mag Arnold from England in chicane is 13th with 10 kilos. Barry Sale from Spain is 13th. Eric Bass from Norway is P3. Best lap is a 0:51.493. Dimitri Simstud in Duffer Stip is P4. Best lap is a 0:51.321. Neil Hancock in McIntyre is P14. Best lap is a 0:53.452. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P2. Best lap is a 0:50.848. Dimitri Simstud in McIntyre is P4 with 10 kilos. Best lap is a 0:51.138. Jimmy Bowe is 8th. Scott Pritchard in Butchers is P2. Dimitri Simstud from Greece in Chicane is P3. Best lap is a 0:50.890. Rene Robertson from England is first. Best lap is a 0:50.727. Jimmy Bowe in McIntyre is P8. Best lap is a 0:51.374. Rene Robertson is second. John Astrup from New Zealand is P4 with 30 kilos. Best lap is a 0:50.893. Brian Patterson from Scotland is 6th with 10 kilos. Best lap is a 0:51.005. Dominic Favadu from United Kingdom in Taylors is 8th with 20 kilos. Brian Patterson is P6. John Martin Chicane is P12. Best lap is a 0:51.904. Eric Bass from Norway is 10th. Attila Kseniai from Hungary is P13 with 10 kilos. Best lap is a 0:52.014. Dominic Favadu in Chicane is P4. Best lap is a 0:50.874. Marcus Singendonk from Netherlands is 18th on mediums. Attila Ksenia is 14th. James Allen from United Kingdom is P19 with 20 kilos. 95 minutes remaining in the session. The qualification session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 20 km/h from the north-northeast. Scott Pritchard is P1. Mag Arnold from England is P6 with 10 kilos. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is 18th with 30 kilos. Scott Pritchard is up 6.04 in Clark. Attila Kseniai from Hungary is P6 with 10 kilos. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom is 10th with 10 kilos. Neil Hancock is P12. Eric Bass from Norway is 14th. Scott Pritchard in Taylors is 3rd up 0.28. Scott Pritchard improved his P2 with a 0.50.927. 0.144 off pole. James Allen is provisional pole with a 0.50.850. Dominic Favagyu is provisional pole with a 0.50.744. Attila Kseniai is P8. Attila Kseniai improved his P6 with a 0.51.716. 0.972 off pole. Brian Patterson is P13. Brian Patterson improved his 5th with a 0.51.140. 0.396 off pole. Jimmy Bowe is P17. Juan Luis Falcon is 19th. Attila Kseniai is 8th up 0.26. Attila Kseniai improved his P8 with a 0.51.410. 0.666 off pole. John Astrup from New Zealand is P9 with 30 kilos. John Astrup improved his P6 with a 0.51.143. 0.399 off pole. Jimmy Bowe is P18. Jimmy Bowe improved his 11th with a 0.51.905. 1.161 off pole. Scott Pritchard is P4. Scott Pritchard is provisional pole with a 0:50.720. Barry Sale from Spain in Taylors is 18th. Steve Lowe is P14 with 10 kilos. Steve Lowe improved his P11 with a 0:51.673. 0.953 off pole. Eric Bass is P14. Eric Bass improved his P10 with a 0:51.337. 0.617 off pole. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Rob Cormack is 16th. Rob Cormack improved his 15th with a 0:51.958. 1.238 off pole. Scott Pritchard is provisional pole with a 0:50.713. Barry Sale is P18. Barry Sale improved his P13 with a 0:51.678. 0.965 off pole. Mag Arnold in chicane is 9th up 0.15 with 10 kilos. Dominic Favadu from United Kingdom is 2nd up 0.14 with 20 kilos. Jimmy Bowe is P16 up 0.26. Dominic Favadu is provisional pole with a 0:50.665. Neil Hancock is P19 up 0.42. Scott Pritchard in Taylors is P2. Scott Pritchard is provisional pole with a 0:50.458. Jimmy Bowe is P16 up 0.23. Jimmy Bowe improved his P13 with a 0:51.647. 1.189 off pole. John Mart from Romania in chicane is 16th up 0.18. Marcus Singenden from Netherlands is 18th up 0.48. Marcus Singenden improved his P13 with a 0:51.597. 1.139 off pole. James Allen from United Kingdom is P5 up 0.13 with 20 kilos. James Allen improved his third with a 0:50.638. 0.180 off pole. Dimitri Simstud from Greece is 11th with 10 kilos. Dimitri Simstud improved his 8th with a 0:51.049. 0.591 off pole. Jack Bedding from England is 21st with 10 kilos. Mag Arnold is 11th up 0.21. McArnold improved his P10 with a 0:51.067. 0.609 off pole. Jack Bedding is 13th up 0.30. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Jack Bedding improved his 13th with a 0:51.416. 0.958 off pole. John Astrup is 11th. Scott Pritchard is provisional pole with a 0:50.420. Brian Patterson from Scotland in Clark is P2 up 0.14 with 10 kilos. Brian Patterson improved his second with a 0:50.463. 0.043 off pole. Jack Bedding in Duffer Stip is P12. Best lap is a 0:51.172. 0.752 off pole. The race session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 3 km/h from the north. Brian Patterson is P1. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P2 with 30 kilos. James Allen from United Kingdom is third with 20 kilos. John Astrup from New Zealand is P4 with 30 kilos. Dominic Favagyu from United Kingdom is 5th with 20 kilos. Mac McFarquhar from Italy is 6th with 20 kilos. Rene Robertson from England is 7th with 30 kilos. Dimitri Simstad from Greece is P8 with 10 kilos. Eric Bass from Norway is 9th. Rich Snape from United Kingdom is 10th. Jack Bedding from England is 11th with 10 kilos. McArnold from England is 12th with 10 kilos. Attila Kseniai from Hungary is P13 with 10 kilos. Marcus Singendunk from Netherlands is 14th. Jimmy Bowe is P15. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom is P16 with 10 kilos. Barry Sale from Spain is P17. John Mart from Romania is 18th. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Brian Patterson is P1. Brian Patterson lost first to Scott Pritchard. Mac McFarquhar is 5th. Dimitri Simstad is 8th. Dimitri Simstad passed Dominic Favardou for 7th. Brian Patterson entering the pits is P3. Eric Bass is 8th, 0.1 ahead of Mag Arnold. Eric Bass is now P14. Eric Bass lost 14th to John Mart. Jimmy Bowe is P15, 0.1 ahead of Barry Sale. Jimmy Bowe is now 14th. Steve Lowe is P15, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bowe. Steve Lowe lost 15th to Barry Sale. Jimmy Bowen Clark is P18, 0.3 behind Juan Luis Falcon. Jimmy Bowe passed Juan Luis Falcon for P17. Juan Luis Falcon is 18th with 30 kilos, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bowe. Juan Luis Falcon was 5.0 faster last lap. Jack Bedding is P12, 0.3 behind John Mart. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P10 with 10 kilos, 0.1 behind Rich Snake. Brian Patterson passed Rich Snake for 9th. Rich Snake on lap 5 is 10th, 0.1 behind Brian Patterson. Brian Patterson was 0.6 faster last lap. Rich Snake lost 10th to John Mart. Jack Bedding is 11th, 0.2 ahead of Rich Snake. Jack Bedding lost P12 to Eric Bass. "15 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Lowe is 16th, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Juan Luis Falcon entering the pits is P21. Rene Robertson is 5th, 0.3 behind Mac McFarquhar. Rene Robertson is now 4th. Dimitri Simstud is 7th, 0.3 behind Mac McFarquhar. Dimitri Simstud passed Mac McFarquhar for P6. Mac McFarquhar is 7th, 0.3 behind Dimitri Simstud. Steve Lowe is 16th with 10 kilos, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Steve Lowe passed Barry Sale for 15th. Attila Ksenia is 14th, 0.3 behind Rich Snake. Neil Hancock entering the pits is 17th. Rich Snape is 14th battling Attila Ksenia. Steve Lowe is 15th, 0.3 behind Rich Snape. Mag Arnold is P8, 0.1 behind Mac McFarquhar. Mag Arnold passed Mac McFarquhar for 7th. Mac McFarquhar is 8th, 0.1 ahead of Brian Patterson. Mac McFarquhar lost P8 to Brian Patterson. Rich Snape in McIntyre is P15, 0.2 behind Barry Sale. Rich Snape passed Barry Sale for P14. Brian Patterson in McIntyre is P8, 0.5 behind Mag Arnold. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Eric Basin Clark is 16th, 0.6 behind Barry Sale. Rene Robertson is P4, 0.3 behind John Astrup. Brian Patterson is 8th. Steve Lowe in Duffer's Dip is P13, 0.4 behind Attila Kseniai. Eric Bass is 16th. Best lap is a 0:51.277. 0.994 of the fastest lap. John Astrup from New Zealand is 5th, 0.2 behind Dominic Favardou. John Astrup passed Dominic Favardou for 4th. Dominic Favardou is P5, 0.3 behind John Astrup. Brian Patterson is 8th, 0.3 behind Mag Arnold. Brian Patterson passed Mag Arnold for 7th. Steve Lowe is P13, 0.3 behind Attila Kseniai. John Astrup is P5, 0.3 behind Dominic Favardou. Steve Lowe is 13th, 0.3 behind Attila Kseniai. John Astrup is P5, 0.3 behind Dominic Favardou. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Lowe is P13. Best lap is a 0:51.161. 0.878 of the fastest lap. Steve Lowe passed Attila Kseniai for P12. Attila Kseniai in Taylor's on lap 18 is 13th, 0.1 behind Steve Lowe. Jimmy Bowe is P17, 0.1 behind Marcus Singenden. John Astrup in chicane is P4, 0.6 behind Dominic Favardou. Brian Patterson is 7th, 1.0 behind Rene Robertson. John Astrup is 4th. Best lap is a 0:50.863. 0.580 of the fastest lap. Eric Bass from Norway is 15th, 0.3 behind Rich Snape. Eric Bass passed Rich Snape for 14th. Rich Snape on lap 22 is 15th battling Eric Bass. Eric Bass was 1.6 faster last lap. Eric Bass in Clark is P15 battling Rich Snape. Dominic Favardou is 3rd, 0.2 behind James Allen. Brian Patterson is 7th with 10 kilos, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. Dominic Favardou in Clark is 3rd with 20 kilos, 0.3 behind James Allen. John Astrup is P4, 0.2 behind Dominic Favardou. The leader has just finished the race. Scott Pritchard finished P1. Rich Snape finished 14th. Eric Bass finished 15th. James Allen finished P2. Dominic Favagyu finished 3rd. John Astrup finished P4. Jimmy Bowe finished 16th. Dimitri Simstad finished P5. Brian Patterson finished 6th. Rene Robertson finished P7. Mag Arnold finished P8. Rob Cormack finished P17. Jack Bedding finished P9. Barry Sale finished 18th. Mac McFarquhar finished P10. John Mart finished 11th. Steve Lowe finished 12th. Attila Kseni finished P13. The race session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 33 km/h from the north. Rob Cormack is first. Barry Sale from Spain is second. Eric Bass from Norway is third. Jimmy Bowe is P4. Attila Kseni from Hungary is P5 with 10 kilos. Rich Snape from United Kingdom is 6th. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom is 7th with 10 kilos. John Mart from Romania is 8th. Mac McFarquhar from Italy is 9th with 20 kilos. Jack Bedding from England is P10 with 10 kilos. Rene Robertson from England is P11 with 30 kilos. Mag Arnold from England is 12th with 10 kilos. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P13 with 10 kilos. Dimitri Simstad from Greece is P14 with 10 kilos. John Astrup from New Zealand is P15 with 30 kilos. Dominic Favagyu from United Kingdom is 16th with 20 kilos. James Allen from United Kingdom is P17 with 20 kilos. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P18 with 30 kilos. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Rob Cormack is P1. Rob Cormack lost P1 to Barry Sale. Rob Cormack is now P4. John Martin Butchers is 5th. Rob Cormack from Scotland in Taylors is P5. Rene Robertson is P7, 0.1 ahead of Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson lost P9 to Scott Pritchard. Rene Robertson lost P16 to Jack Bedding. Rene Robertson is now 16th. John Mart is 3rd, 0.1 behind Attila Kseniai. Mag McFarquhar on lap 3 is 7th, 0.1 behind Dimitri Simstad. John Astrup is P11, 0.2 behind Dominic Favagyu. Steve Lowe on lap 3 is 12th, 0.3 behind John Astrup. Mag Arnold in chicane is 13th, 0.2 behind Steve Lowe. Mag Arnold lost P15 to Eric Bass. Mag Arnold lost P16 to Rich Snape. Brian Patterson is 4th with 10 kilos, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bowe. Brian Patterson passed Jimmy Bowe for P3. John Mart is 5th, 0.3 ahead of Mag McFarquhar. James Allen is P9 battling Scott Pritchard. James Allen passed Scott Pritchard for P8. Ridge Snake entering the pits is 17th. John Astrup in Butchers is 10th, 0.3 ahead of Steve Lowe. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Lowe is 11th, 0.2 ahead of Rene Robertson. Steve Lowe passed John Astrup for P10. John Astrup is P11, 0.1 behind Steve Lowe. John Astrup passed John Mart for 9th. Rene Robertson is P11, 0.1 behind John Mart. Rene Robertson was 4.2 faster last lap. Rene Robertson passed John Mart for P10. John Mart is P11. Best lap is a 0:52.511. 1.642 of the fastest lap. John Mart is now P12. Mag Arnold is P14 with 10 kilos, 0.1 behind Rob Cormack. Rob Cormack is P14, 0.2 behind Mag Arnold. James Allen is P7, 0.3 behind Scott Pritchard. Jack Bedding entering the pits is 18th. John Mart is P12. Barry Sale from Spain is P6, 0.1 behind Scott Pritchard. Barry Sale lost P6 to James Allen. John Mart is P12, 0.3 behind Eric Bass. Mac McFarquhar is 5th with 20 kilos, 0.2 ahead of James Allen. Mac McFarquhar lost P5 to James Allen. Dominic Favagyu on lap 11 is P16, 0.1 behind Steve Lowe. Dominic Favagyu passed Steve Lowe for 15th. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Lowe in Duffer's dip is 16th, 0.2 behind Dominic Favagyu. Dimitri Simstad is 4th. Dimitri Simstad lost 5th to James Allen. John Astrup in Duffer's dip on lap 13 is 12th, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bowe. Brian Patterson is P2. Best lap is a 0:50.665. John Astrup is P12 with 30 kilos, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bowe. John Astrup passed Jimmy Bowe for 11th. Attila Kseni on lap 15 is 2nd, 0.3 behind Brian Patterson. James Allen is 5th, 0.4 behind Mac McFarquhar. Rob Cormack from Scotland is 15th, 0.5 behind Barry Sale. Rene Robertson is P7, 0.1 behind Dimitri Simstad. Dominic Favagyu is 13th, 0.4 behind Jimmy Bowe. Jimmy Bowe is 13th. Best lap is a 0:52.149. 1.712 of the fastest lap. Five minutes remaining in the session. Rob Cormack in Taylor's is 15th, 0.1 behind Barry Sale. John Astrup is 11th, 0.3 behind Eric Bass. Eric Bass is 11th battling John Astrup. Dimitri Simstad is 6th, 0.3 behind James Allen. Rene Robertson in Duffer Stip is 7th battling Dimitri Simstad. Dimitri Simstad in Taylor's on lap 20 is P6, 0.3 behind James Allen. Rene Robertson in Clark on lap 21 is P7, 0.5 behind Dimitri Simstad. James Allen in Duffer Stip is 5th with 20 kilos, 0.3 behind Mac McFarquhar. Dimitri Simstad is P6, 0.2 behind James Allen. Rene Robertson on lap 23 is 7th, 0.2 behind Dimitri Simstad. Mag Arnold is 8th, 0.2 behind Rene Robertson. John Astrup in Taylor's is 10th, 0.3 behind John Mart. Rene Robertson in Butchers is 7th, 0.3 behind Mac McFarquhar. Rene Robertson passed Mac McFarquhar for 6th. Mac McFarquhar in Taylor's is P7, 0.2 behind Rene Robertson. The leader has just finished the race. Brian Patterson finished first. Attila Kseni finished P2. Scott Pritchard finished P3. Rob Cormack finished 15th. Steve Lowe finished P16. James Allen finished P4. Dimitri Simstad finished 5th. Rene Robertson finished 6th. Mac McFarquhar finished 7th. Mag Arnold finished 8th. John Astrup finished P9. Dominic Favagyu finished P10. Eric Bass finished 11th. John Mart finished P12. Jimmy Bowe finished 13th. Barry Sale finished P14. Announcer bot is active. John Mart from Romania is P1. Rene Robertson from England is first with 30 kilos. John Astrup from New Zealand is P2 with 30 kilos. Rich Snake from United Kingdom is P1. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom is third with 10 kilos. Rich Snake in Taylors is P5. Mag Arnold from England is sixth with 10 kilos. Five minutes remaining in the session. Rich Snake in Duffers Dip is P5. Best lap is a 0:52.556. John Astrup is third. Steve Lowe is 7th. Rene Robertson is P1. Steve Lowe is P7. Best lap is a 0:52.728. Rene Robertson is first. Best lap is a 0:50.457. John Astrup in chicane is 4th. Best lap is a 0:51.315. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P2 with 30 kilos. Dimitri Simstad from Greece is P10 with 10 kilos. Dominic Favagyu from United Kingdom is 3rd with 20 kilos. Jack Bedding from England is P8 with 10 kilos on mediums. Best lap is a 0:51.731. The qualification session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 20 km/h from the north. Dominic Favadu from United Kingdom is P8 with 20 kilos. Rob Cormack from Scotland is 17th. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P17 with 30 kilos. Scott Pritchard is up 6.16 in Clark. Jimmy Bowe is P5. Brian Patterson from Scotland is 11th with 10 kilos. Scott Pritchard is 4th up 0.38. Scott Pritchard improved his P2 with a 0:50.594. 0.036 off pole. Rene Robertson is provisional pole with a 0:50.515. Mag Arnold is P14. Mag Arnold improved his P9 with a 0:51.301. 0.786 off pole. Rob Cormack in Taylors is P17. Rob Cormack improved his 12th with a 0:51.486. 0.971 off pole. Jimmy Bowe is P15 up 0.14. Barry Sale from Spain in Taylors is P14. Barry Sale improved his 13th with a 0:51.499. 0.984 off pole. Rene Robertson from England is P1 up 0.11 with 30 kilos. Best lap is a 0:50.515. Attila Kseni from Hungary in Clark is 9th up 0.28 with 10 kilos. Attila Kseni improved his 6th with a 0:50.916. 0.401 off pole. Brian Patterson is P4. Brian Patterson is provisional pole with a 0:50.387. Rob Cormack in Taylors is P13. Rob Cormack improved his P10 with a 0:51.063. 0.676 off pole. The qualifying session is now in overtime. Scott Pritchard is P4. Scott Pritchard is provisional pole with a 0:50.294. John Mart from Romania is P16 on mediums. John Mart improved his 12th with a 0:51.293. 0.999 off pole. John Mart is up 0.13 in chicane. The race session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 26 km/h from the northeast. Brian Patterson is first. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P2 with 30 kilos. John Astrup from New Zealand is P3 with 30 kilos. Rene Robertson from England is P4 with 30 kilos. Dominic Favagyu from United Kingdom is 5th with 20 kilos. Jack Bedding from England is 6th with 10 kilos. Attila Kseniai from Hungary is 7th with 10 kilos. Dimitri Simstud from Greece is P8 with 10 kilos. James Allen from United Kingdom is 9th with 20 kilos. Mag Arnold from England is 10th with 10 kilos. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom is 11th with 10 kilos. Rob Cormack from Scotland is 12th. John Mart from Romania is P13. Rich Snape from United Kingdom is P14. Eric Bass from Norway is P15. Barry Sale from Spain is P16. Jimmy Bowe is P17. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P1 with 10 kilos. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Brian Patterson lost P1 to Scott Pritchard. John Astrup in McIntyre is P4. Jack Bedding is P5. Eric Bass is 10th, 0.1 behind Barry Sale. James Allen is P6 with 20 kilos, 0.6 behind Jack Bedding. Dominic Favadu is P12 with 20 kilos, 0.2 behind Jimmy Bo. Dominic Favadu is now 11th. Jimmy Bo is P11, 0.1 behind Dominic Favadu. Eric Bass in Duffer Stip is P9, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Eric Bass lost P9 to Dominic Favadu. James Allen is 5th with 20 kilos, 0.2 behind Jack Bedding. Eric Bass is P10, 0.2 behind Dominic Favadu. James Allen is 5th, 0.1 behind Jack Bedding. James Allen passed Jack Bedding for P4. Dominic Favadu is P9, 0.1 behind Barry Sale. Dominic Favadu is now 8th. Attila Kseni in chicane is P11, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bo. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Barry Sale is P14 battling Dimitri Simstad. Mag Arnold in Duffer Stip on lap 7 is 15th, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Mag Arnold passed Barry Sale for P14. Rob Cormack in Clark is 17th, 0.2 behind Rich Snake. Attila Kseni in chicane is 11th, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bo. Jimmy Bo in Taylors is 11th, 0.3 behind Attila Kseni. Steve Lowe is P7, 0.3 behind John Mart. Jack Bedding in Duffer Stip is P5, 0.3 behind James Allen. Steve Lowe is 7th, 0.3 behind John Mart. John Astrup is 14th with 30 kilos, 0.1 behind Mag Arnold. Jack Bedding is 5th, 0.3 behind James Allen. John Martin Taylor's on lap 11 is 10th, 0.1 behind Attila Kseni. Attila Kseni was 0.6 faster last lap. "10 minutes remaining in the session. James Allen in Clark is P5, 0.2 behind Jack Bedding. James Allen passed Jack Bedding for P4. Jack Bedding is P5 with 10 kilos, 0.1 behind James Allen. Jack Bedding lost 5th to Steve Lowe. Dominic Fabaghu on lap 13 is 7th, 0.2 behind Jack Bedding. Dominic Fabaghu was 2.3 faster last lap. Rob Cormack from Scotland is P16, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Attila Kseni Ian McIntyre is P10, 0.4 behind John Mart. John Astrup is P14, 0.2 behind Mag Arnold. Attila Kseni Ian Duffus dip on lap 15 is 10th, 0.2 ahead of Jimmy Bowe. James Allen is 5th, 0.3 behind Steve Lowe. Dominic Favadu is 7th. Best lap is a 0:50.715. 0.265 of the fastest lap. Steve Lowe in Taylor's is 5th battling James Allen. Steve Lowe passed James Allen for 4th. Steve Lowe lost P4 to James Allen. Dimitri Simstud is 12th, 0.1 behind Jimmy Bowe. Dimitri Simstud passed Jimmy Bowe for P11. Mag Arnold is P13, 0.2 behind Jimmy Bowe. Dominic Favadu is P7 with 20 kilos, 0.3 ahead of Eric Bass. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Dominic Favadu is now 6th. John Astrup is 14th, 0.3 behind Mag Arnold. Rob Cormack is 16th, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Barry Sale was 0.8 faster last lap. Attila Ksenia is 10th, 0.2 behind John Mart. Attila Ksenia lost 11th to Jimmy Bo. Mag Arnold is P13, 0.3 behind Attila Ksenia. Mag Arnold is now 11th. Jack Bedding is P5, 0.3 behind James Allen. Dimitri Simstud in Duffer Stip is 10th, 0.4 behind John Mart. Jack Bedding is P5, 0.3 behind James Allen. John Astrup on lap 21 is P12, 0.3 behind Mag Arnold. Jack Bedding in Taylors is P5, 0.3 behind James Allen. Mag Arnold is P12 battling John Astrup. Jack Bedding in Taylors on lap 23 is 5th, 0.2 behind James Allen. Rene Robertson is 3rd, 0.1 behind Brian Patterson. Rene Robertson passed Brian Patterson for 2nd. Brian Patterson in Duffer Stip is 3rd, 0.3 behind Rene Robertson. The leader has just finished the race. Scott Pritchard finished first. Rene Robertson finished P2. Jimmy Bowe finished 14th. Brian Patterson finished 3rd. Rob Cormack finished P15. Barry Sale finished 16th. Rich Snape finished P17. James Allen finished 4th. Dominic Favagyu finished P5. Jack Bedding finished P6. Eric Bass finished 7th. Steve Lowe finished P8. John Mart finished P9. Dimitri Simstad finished P10. Mag Arnold finished P11. John Astrup finished 12th. Attila Kseniai finished P13. The race session is at Knockhill in Dunfermline, Scotland. The wind speed is 34 km/h from the north-northwest. Barry Sale is first. Rich Snape from United Kingdom is second. Jimmy Bowe is P3. Rob Cormack from Scotland is fourth. John Astrup from New Zealand is P5 with 30 kilos. Attila Kseniai from Hungary is 6th with 10 kilos. Mag Arnold from England is 7th with 10 kilos. Dimitri Simstad from Greece is P8 with 10 kilos. John Mart from Romania is P9. Steve Lowe from United Kingdom is 10th with 10 kilos. Eric Bass from Norway is P11. Jack Bedding from England is P12 with 10 kilos. Dominic Favagyu from United Kingdom is 13th with 20 kilos. James Allen from United Kingdom is 14th with 20 kilos. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P15 with 10 kilos. Rene Robertson from England is 16th with 30 kilos. Scott Pritchard from United Kingdom is P17 with 30 kilos. Barry Sale from Spain is P1. 20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Barry Sale lost P1 to Rich Snape. Attila Kseniai McIntyre is P3. Attila Kseniai is now P5. Jack Bedding is P7. Jack Bedding is now 5th. Attila Kseni in Duffer Stip is P6, 0.2 behind Jack Bedding. Attila Kseni passed Jack Bedding for P5. Jack Bedding from England in Clark is 6th, 0.3 behind Attila Kseni. Rene Robertson is 8th. Scott Pritchard is P11, 0.2 behind Dimitri Simstad. Scott Pritchard is now P10. Scott Pritchard is now P9. Dimitri Simstad is P12, 0.3 behind Dominic Favagyu. Jack Bedding is 14th with 10 kilos, 0.1 behind Dimitri Simstad. Dimitri Simstad was 2.6 faster last lap. Ridge Snake on lap 4 is P17, 0.1 behind John Mart. John Mart was 0.7 faster last lap. Rene Robertson is 6th, 0.3 ahead of Scott Pritchard. Scott Pritchard is P7, 0.2 behind Rene Robertson. James Allen is P8 with 20 kilos, 0.2 behind Scott Pritchard. "15 minutes remaining in the session. James Allen is now 7th. Brian Patterson is P8, 0.3 behind James Allen. Steve Lowe in Duffer Stip is P10, 0.2 behind Dominic Favagyu. Rich Snake on lap 7 is P17, 0.2 behind Rob Cormack. Attila Ksenia in Duffer Stip is P4, 0.3 behind Mag Arnold. Dominic Favagyu in Clark is 9th, 0.3 behind James Allen. Mag Arnold is P3, 0.1 behind Jimmy Bowe. Mag Arnold is now P2. Jimmy Bowe in Clark is P4, 0.2 behind Attila Ksenia. Attila Ksenia was 0.6 faster last lap. Jimmy Bowe lost P4 to Rene Robertson. Brian Patterson from Scotland is P7, 0.2 behind Barry Sale. Brian Patterson passed Barry Sale for P6. James Allen in chicane is 9th, 0.3 behind Dominic Favagyu. Rob Cormack is P15, 0.1 ahead of Steve Lowe. Steve Lowe in Duffer Stip on lap 11 is P16, 0.1 behind Rob Cormack. Steve Lowe was 1.1 faster last lap. Rich Snape is P17, 0.1 behind Rob Cormack. Rich Snape passed Rob Cormack for P16. Ten minutes remaining in the session. Scott Pritchard in McIntyre is P9, 0.3 behind James Allen. Rob Cormack in Clark is P16, 0.3 behind Rich Snape. Rob Cormack is now P15. Jimmy Bowe in McIntyre is P5, 0.2 ahead of Dominic Favagyu. Dominic Favaggi was 1.6 faster last lap. Jimmy Bo lost 5th to Dominic Favaggi. Jimmy Bo passed Dominic Favaggi for 5th. Dominic Favaggi is 6th with 20 kilos, 0.1 behind Jimmy Bo. Dominic Favaggi was 1.6 faster last lap. Dominic Favaggi passed Jimmy Bo for P5. Jack Bedding from England is P10, 0.2 ahead of Eric Bass. Eric Bass is P11, 0.3 behind Jack Bedding. Rob Cormack in Taylors is 15th, 0.1 behind Steve Lowe. Rob Cormack passed Steve Lowe for 14th. Steve Lowe is 15th, 0.3 behind Rob Cormack. Steve Lowe passed Rob Cormack for P14. Scott Pritchard is 7th, 0.1 behind Jimmy Bo. Scott Pritchard passed Jimmy Bo for 6th. Dimitri Simstad is 13th, 0.3 behind Eric Bass. Dimitri Simstad passed Eric Bass for P12. Rob Cormack is 15th, 0.2 behind Steve Lowe. John Martin Clark is P11, 0.8 behind Attila Kseniai. Five minutes remaining in the session. Rob Cormack in Duffer Stip is 15th, 0.6 behind Steve Lowe. Jack Bedding from England is 9th, 0.3 behind Barry Sale. Jack Bedding was 1.0 faster last lap. Rob Cormack is 16th, 0.4 behind James Allen. Barry Sale is P8, 0.3 behind Jimmy Bowe. Barry Sale lost 12th to Eric Bass. Attila Ksenia is 10th, 0.2 behind Jack Bedding. Attila Ksenia lost P12 to Barry Sale. Attila Ksenia lost P13 to Steve Lowe. Eric Bass from Norway in Clark is 10th, 0.1 behind Dimitri Simstad. Eric Bass lost 10th to Jack Bedding. James Allen is 14th, 0.2 behind Steve Lowe. Rob Cormack in chicane is P15, 0.3 behind James Allen. Rene Robertson in chicane is P3, 0.3 behind Mag Arnold. Eric Bass in Butchers on lap 22 is P11, 0.3 behind Jack Bedding. James Allen is 14th, 0.1 behind Steve Lowe. Rene Robertson in Taylors on lap 23 is 3rd, 0.3 behind Mag Arnold. Eric Bass is 11th, 0.2 behind Jack Bedding. Steve Lowe in Duffer's Dip is 13th battling Barry Sale. Steve Lowe passed Barry Sale for 12th. Rene Robertson in Duffer's Dip on lap 25 is 3rd, 0.2 behind Mag Arnold. The leader has just finished the race. John Astrup finished first. Mag Arnold finished second. Rene Robertson finished P3. Brian Patterson finished P4. Dominic Favagyu finished P5. Scott Pritchard finished 6th. John Mart finished P7. Dimitri Simstud finished 8th. Jimmy Bowe finished P9. Eric Bass finished P10. Jack Bedding finished P11. Steve Lowe finished 12th. Barry Sale finished 13th. Rich Snape finished P14. James Allen finished P15. Rob Cormack finished P16.